Former Cowboys tight end Jason Witten got called out yesterday by Austin Hooper. While addressing his own situation with new tight end teammates on the Browns, Hooper said, quote, "If people have questions, I will answer them. I am an open book. I don't try to hoard information. I don't like doing the whole Jason Witten deal where it is me versus everyone else in the tight end room."
Wow.
Shannon, some strong words there. How do you explain it?
I think that should be offered with no comment, Skip. I think he just explained it. Skip, now we've heard Martellus Bennett say that he respects Jason Witten, but he did nothing to help me get better. He
used the word, hey, I hated him.
You're
when
right.
I played with
He
him.
said he did nothing for me.
Yep.
And so for Austin Hooper, who I don't believe has played one down with Jason Witten, he's heard that from somewhere. Somebody out in that meeting room has said something very similar, if not the exact same thing what Austin Hooper is repeating about Jason Witten. Skip, that's not good. And obviously to be an athlete, you have to be somewhat selfish. You have to do things and you're not always, if you're married, the wife is going to have to take on a lot of responsibility because you have training, you have meeting, you have practice. So you have things, and so you become selfish into that aspect. But when it comes to information with teammates, now Skip, this is not just unique to a tight end. We've heard quarterbacks. Brett Favre says, "It's not my job to get Aaron Rodgers ready to play." We've heard Ben Roethlisberger say the exact same thing. So this is not new. But I felt it was my job to get the guy ready to play. Skip, for me, if I got injured and that guy's going to have to play, and I haven't done a job preparing him, some of my proudest thing is that when I left Baltimore, Todd Heap was able to go to the Pro Bowl. I left Denver. Dwayne Carswell House was able to go to the Pro Bowl. Byron Chamberlain
went to the Pro Bowl?
Byron Chamberlain left and went to Minnesota, goes to the Pro Bowl. Skip, I'm like,
maybe you should have coached.
No. I got no time for that, Skip, baby. But Skip, this is not a good look for Jason Witten. For someone to call you out from a distance, Skip, he's heard this from somewhere. This come from somewhere, from somebody. Maybe it's a coach, maybe it's another player. But Skip, when you're around the league, players hear things that never gets out to the media.
I got the somewhere, someone for you. Guess who sat in that meeting room for 1 year with Jason Witten? Guess who played for 1 year at Stanford with Austin Hooper? His name is Dalton Schultz. I believe he's a 4th-round draft pick of the Dallas Cowboys. Unfortunately, Austin Hooper just thrust Dalton Schultz onto the Cowboy Nation hot seat because everybody's going to turn to Dalton Schultz and say, "Are you the rat?" Right?
Yeah.
You ratted out Jason Witten, right? It had to come from Dalton. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm going to do 2 + 2 = Dalton Schultz on the hot seat.
Well, you got two guys saying it, Skip.
Yep.
Martellus Bennett said something.
I know. I got it. So and I know how beloved Jason Witten was and is in Cowboy Nation.
Correct.
Right? I believe he was a little more beloved than even Tony Romo was, and they were best friends.
I would agree with that.
He was viewed, if I'm going to go old school, he was like John Wayne, Gary Cooper, like one of those Western actors come to life, wearing number 82, All-American from
Tennessee.
Yeah, Knoxville, Tennessee, right? And again, I like Jason Witten. I never loved him as a player, but I like him, and he stood for some good things, and he was a leader of that football team, but they never won with him. Right. And maybe there was a reason that he wasn't a transcendent leader the way you and Ray Lewis were in Baltimore. Maybe it was because of this. Maybe there was some insecurity operating beneath the surface where in the tight end room, he's just going to close down, close up. He's not going to help anybody. He's going to hoard all that he's learned about the game because he does not want to be threatened by any of the younger tight ends. And Martellus Bennett, drafted out of Texas A&M
in the second round,
that was a threat to Jason Witten. You can't tell me because Martellus is wildly talented.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Right? Okay.
Huge. That's a huge man.
Huge man. So I was stunned that Austin Hooper just blurted this out in a just kind of a ho-hum routine interview.
Basically, he dry snitched because nobody asked him that.
No, it just pops out. I don't like doing the whole Jason Witten deal where it's me versus everyone else in the tight end room. He was trying to say, I'm going to help Njoku and all the other tight ends here, right? Wait a second. And then he jumped on Twitter right after, if you saw this, because he was getting called out and he said, bro, this is to the reporter, Calvin Watkins from the Dallas Morning News, who had tweeted about, sounds like he got called out,
Right.
Jason Witten. He said, bro, you really think I want smoke with a first ballot Hall of Fame tight end? Hate how humor has to be explained in 2020. That wasn't humor.
No.
That wasn't sarcastic. That wasn't a funny ha-ha.
Right.
He just laid it on the line
Right.
and called him out and outed him in the tight end room, because I believe he heard it from Dalton Schultz that he just shuts down and shuts us out.
Right.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Skip, when you say something, own it. You're not, first of all, you're not a comedian, so why are you trying to be funny? Now, like I said, I don't know. He might have a wonderful sense of humor, but why would you try to make humor at someone else's expense in a situation like this? A highly regarded person. No one outside of, maybe, like I said, in the football community.
Yep.
But no, like you said, he's held in such high esteem outside of the football community. And even in the football community, no one would, and even if they thought that, they wouldn't say that publicly. I think there are a lot of things that people might think about a particular player, Skip, but they're not going to say that publicly because they know how it's going to make that person appear.
Yep.
So you would never say that. So I'm shocked. And when I was reading, I'm like, well, huh? So I'm going back, Skip. I'm like, well, did they ask him something about Jason Witten? And Steve and I was like, did he? Austin Hooper didn't play with Jason Witten, did he?
Nope.
So I'm like, so where?
They didn't even cross in the Pro Bowl.
Right. And so that's what I'm like, so where is this coming from? So you basically dry snitched on someone because you answered something nobody even asked you.
Correct.
Why are you so willing to help someone? Nobody asked you that. Okay, I'm an open book. God, even Skip, I would help, like, Todd to be walking and say, Todd, on this play, what you got? Who the hot read? I'm quizzing guys because if something happens to me, I get nicked, you got to go in, so you need to know. So I'm making sure. Skip, they took the guy. He felt threatened with Jason Martellus Bennett in the second round. Hell, they took Todd in the first round.
I know.
So shouldn't I feel threatened?
Yes.
Yes. But Skip, my job was to get him ready because I felt Mark Jackson was a receiver when I got there. I played the Z receiver. He helped me. I was with guys, Skip, we trying for the same position. He told me the wrong route.
That's a low blow.
Skip, we compete for a job. It's cutthroat. Okay, I get it. I was like, I would never do that. Mark Jackson would help me. This is what you got right here. Okay, well, how did you know what to do right there? He's like, well, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this corner. I'm looking at the safety. And so they'll kind of tell you the coverage. So he's helping me all the way. Another one, Gary Kubiak, offensive coordinator, good friend. I mean, we became great friends. Skip, he would tell me, he's like, look, it's going to be this coverage. You run this route. He knew I had no idea what the hell I was doing. He said, this is what you do. He said, we're going to get paid because if you caught a 20-yard pass, there was no salary cap back then. He said, hey, we're going to get some pizza Monday night. Dan Reeves, if you were tight end, you caught a 10-yard pass or more, 20-yard pass or more, you got $10.
Not bad.
Hey, let's go get some pizza money. So he's telling me what I needed to do, Skip. And so I was like, man, you know what? Somebody cares about me. Somebody want me to do good. I'm gonna do the same thing. Carswell comes in, Chamberlain comes in, Todd Heap, anybody comes in, Rod Smith. Bro, this is what you need to do. This is how you conduct yourself. This is how you do that. The hoard information, why?
So, Martellus, despite the way he was treated by Jason Witten, he has tweeted, this is in the past, even though Jason Witten and I never had a great relationship, he's the best tight end I ever seen play. And Terrell Owens told me to study him, so I did. And then he finished up saying, as soon as I left, I mimicked Witten a lot in many ways. And then he did LOL, like, look at me. Like I hated him, and then I left him, and I found myself sort of acting the way, like playing, doing the things that Jason did on the field.
But I guess, Skip, and I've heard people in the corporate world says, they bring people in and they want you to train them to take your job. Best man win. The best man win. If you better, if I can give you information, but you have to understand now, I'm teaching you everything you know. I ain't teach you everything I know. I got to keep some of this information, but yeah, get it.
Which is why I've never taught you one thing about how to do this job.
You did not.
No,
Not one thing.
All he told me is, hey, be you. He said, I've done my homework. I know what you about. Be you.
Well, I personally chatted with Skip about sideline. He's helped me, so I don't know about you.